furthest? How far?
Italy.
Uganda?
Wow.
Mexico? Toronto? Wow. Okay, when you all have a chance to talk to him, you can tell him exactly where you're from.
And, how many are local?
Right here.
Yeah, that's one thing about Hawaii. It's far away from
Welcome and thank you so much for coming.
Oh wait, I have one more question. Alright, how many of you watched Lost when the pilot first aired? Okay, hand down. How many of you started watching Lost after it was already over? Yeah, when you were too young. Way too shocking. Okay.
Can I talk? Are you sure? I don't want. This is all about you. This is a fan event.
If I come up with something, I'm just going to blur it out.
Please do. This is not about me. I love it. Obviously, you all know who Jorge is, and as Kelly introduced, I'm Joe Garfein from Cancer Gets Lost, and I'm
This is the least Hawaiian-ish table I've ever. I'm surprised the hotel would have a table like this. Especially my kiki, because everything, like all your furniture in like your hotel room, it's like bamboo and floral print. And then there's these future Battlestar Galactica tables. Just work in the room.
I mean, I can just leave if you want to just talk.
It's easy because we know each other.
Right.
You are so adorable.
Thank you. Seriously, I've been saying dude since 1989, so when I'm around Jorge, it takes everything in my power not to say dude, to call him dude. So I apologize if that happens. Does that happen to you?
That people say dude around me?
You say that.
Well, I say dude. Well, I said dude before. But now when I say dude, it's like... it has this extra like ding whenever I say it.
You know, one of the fans asked me earlier outside if you wrote dude into the script or it was all written in there.
The dudes were in the script. I moved them around sometimes. Sometimes it'd be better at the end of a sentence or in the middle. Damon also said dude a lot. I think that he was also part of it. But I grew up in Southern California and really? Sacramento. South Capistrano.
Orange County.
So dude is just part of life. It's like, I was going to say, it's like the Inuits for the different words for snow.
Go ahead.
That's it.
Before we actually, you know, the fans submitted questions, and thank you for doing that through Kelly. And in the interest of time, I know everyone here wants to meet him and get stuff signed. It's super cool, so we're going to just do a few questions.
Okay, hold on.
We're not.
Aside from you, who else has worked on Lost?
Here.
Oh, hi. Yes, you I recognize.
Nice. My coworker did.
What?
My coworker did, Steve Canis.
Okay. Then it becomes Kevin Bacon again.
Right.
All right. Go ahead. Let's get to this.
Okay. Just so you know, besides Lost and Hawaii Five-0, which, hello, who's watching for Hawaii Five-0? Jorge is now a series regular. This is why he's back on the island. Thanks. And once upon a time, sometimes.
Patrick!
What?
Mine's Patrick. I'm in Patrick. It's starring...
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Jorge's doing, you know, films, and they're actually filming When We Were Pirates here next year in Hawaii in 2015 with Henry Ian Cusick and Harold Perrineau. You want to tell us a little about that movie?
It's kind of a feelings movie, kind of like big chilly kind of movie, but a bunch of people going off to little destinations for one of their friends. Nah, just acting.
It is filming here on the island next year.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay. And also you have a couple of films called Cooties and The Wedding Ringer. Completely separate. Would you like to talk about those?
Cooties is a really fun horror movie. Children that goes turn into monsters. After eating a bad chicken. And we premiered that on Sundance last year, and I think they're looking at a January release date. Also coming in January is The Wedding Ringer, which is a Josh Gad Kevin Hart movie, comedy, and it was also really fun. So, a couple movies in January.
Excellent. Now we'll move on to the main event, Lost. Here we are all here for the reason. And I would just like to thank again Kelly for bringing us all here together. This is amazing. Amazing. So I got pages and pages and pages of awesome questions. Some I could understand. So we're going to just randomly choose some. And the first is from Jared Wong from Cancer Gets Lost. My charity partner had a family emergency and couldn't be here, and he did submit a question. So we thought we'd start with that, which is, if you were a writer on Lost and tasked with killing off the beloved Hurley character, how would you have written it in a way that it would have done justice to Hurley? And go.
Ranch dressing. There you go.
I don't know. I don't want to get blowed up. Push someone out of the way, kind of thing. Yeah. No, save yourselves. But yeah.
You never, during the filming, thought, oh, I'm going to die, and I wonder how?
No, because at some point, then they were like going, you know, people would tell me that, like my manager, or agent, sometimes would say to me, like, you know, Jorge's like the only one on the show that kind of has security. And I was like, yeah, okay. I'll believe it when I see it. Yeah, so there was this kind of sense that, you know, I think we said they can be around. But I was also have the attitude that, listen, I'm going to ride this as far as it goes and see what happens.
Excellent. This is my personal favorite question from Holly. Are you at all upset that you never got to punch Michael Emerson? Thank you, Holly.
No, I'm not upset. It's great because it was, I would have to go into work early to be prepped because they do a lot of work on my hair. It was a long process, more than I had to do for myself. But also coming in early around the same time would be Michael. And now the way the truck is set up, there's this upper little area, which is where our makeup artist, Steve Laporte, was usually stationed and working. That's where Michael would go. And he'd go up and he'd have this pajama top, he'd go and he'd sit in the chair for a long time, just getting scabs and like shiny blood things and stuff. It was always, his face was always cashed. There was always something, some kind of puffy eye. And so he just had to, he spent a lot of time on that makeup.
Very nice. Should have aimed there with a hot pocket.
That's an interesting, who has that problem? The foam hot pocket.
I wish we did in our auction. We have the fish biscuit machine, but not the hot pocket.
Okay.
Okay.
They get warm because I actually really turn them on and use the microwave. Throw the foam hot. It hurt, so I threw the real hot pocket and it makes them warm. But that company that makes, that company's job was to make a foam Hot Pocket. It's like there's this old George Carlin routine where he talks about like the companies in China whose job it is to make our fake poop and fake vomit. And that's your job. Like you go home and like you worry about it. And it's like, needs more porn.
How can I follow up with a question after that? Let's talk about Libby.
I don't think you allotted enough time to do it.
I know, I'm sorry, we don't have someone. I figured that everyone would rather, rather than listen to, he'll still talk, but you guys all want to meet him, right? Yes. Or, what do they say? No. Yeah. Charlie. Thoughts?
Charlie, there's a part when we were shooting the scene where we're listening to records, and we were just talking about how I think some was talking about how we were the strongest relationship on
Shirley.
Even though it's very funny, that's in that scene where we don't really care about the other one's things. Like he's talking about Claire, I'm talking. It's like we're all talking about our own thing, but no one's paying attention to it. No one's listening to each other. We're just kind of like, we think about our own stuff.
Romance. The original Lost Romance.
And I really like the way we handled the goodbye. The fact that it was so that it wasn't precious in the way that Hurley not knowing and Charlie knowing and him like going, no, come on, it's not. Whatever, that whole thing. I thought that was so beautifully handled.
Where is he now?
Where's Dominic?
Yes.
I'm assuming he's in Los Angeles. Unless he's going around chasing bugs.
Okay. Alice Lynn White, who I believe is in the building, would like to know, is there a favorite scene of Lost that was shot but got cut that you can tell us about?
The outrigger.
I think it was shot. I don't know. There were scenes that we'd be Lost was, we got these long scripts on Lost that, it's like a show is 42 minutes. On average, a minute a page. That's usually how it goes. But we get 56, 57 page scripts. So we immediately knew stuff was going to be cut out. And if it looked like in the script structure that your story was maybe B or C, sometimes you'd be like, well, no one's going to see this, so B comes out. Which is how we felt about the scenes of Michael and Terry and me when we're walking out to the cabin. Because so much more important stuff is going on elsewhere, and we're just marching. And we're like, oh man, this is still going to be cut out. Which then gives you this weird actor's freedom to play with takes more and do things like that. Like there was a time when we did the part where, when at the end of the scene, and Locke and Ethan come, and I'm falling asleep by the fire, and they drop the bag, and they're talking about their hunting at night. That scene.
Yeah.
And that was the first time we saw Ethan. The first time we said anything. And there was two things going on. One, they were still trying to figure out how Ethan should be played. Is he an alien? Is he a robot? Is he a monster? And then also though, Terry and I had been off for quite a few days, so we were anxious to get acting in. So that was another one of these days where we started there were takes where after I say some line about rats, yum, something like that, right? And oh, something gets louder when. Should I do this mic close to my mouth?
Yeah, please.
Okay. Careful what you wish for. Is this good? Is this better? Yeah. Okay. And so there's scenes where then after I would say stuff like that, like rat, yum, Terry would sometimes kind of leave in a huff. Which then makes me laugh. And ruin the take, which was hard because William Mayfather is like trying to do this thing, and it's so hard being guest on the show. And it's like, we're like, oh, sorry. Because he's like, he's just trying to get through his thing. And he was in so many different like redirects. He says, okay, now I'm doing it to take this time. Like, it was like that. It was like, less menacing, more menacing. I put nothing on it. More jovial. In a Russian accent, I don't know. And so, yeah, that was
Excellent answer. Have you played your dream role yet? This is from Kathy Wagner. Have you played your dream role yet? And if not, what would that be?
I have no idea what my dream role would be, but it'd be fun to do a Western and the Sword and Sandal movie. You know, I'd like to do an array of, costume characters.
Have you done much voiceover work? Like animation?
I've done a little. You can Google and search for something called Dear Mike, and I'm the voice of the porcupine in it. I did a Phineas and Ferb. Oh, I'm doing one now. Rock Dog. There's an animated feature called Rock Dog, based on a book called Tibetan Rock Dog. Did you plant that question? So I would say Rock Dog?
Yes.
Normally when they do that kind of stuff, they prep you that this question is a cue for that one. But yeah, I did Rock Dog. I've done 2 recording sessions, one in LA and one here remotely, and yeah, those have been a lot of fun, and loose and got to do some meditation and stuff like that.
You know that Damon wrote an episode of Phineas and Ferb, and Terry is voicing a character, and it comes out on September 28th. It's called Lost in Danville. Set your DVR. And by the way, I am from Danville, California, so it's freaking me out. And it's not about me, but I totally am making it about me. Moving on. Oh, hi. Would you like to get a little closer? Yeah. Don't fall off stage, dude. Oh. Didn't
The stage
notice.
is just a series of pieces.
It's true. We're gonna.
Pushed against each other.
Yes.
Any movement we could.
I was gonna say if we can't move together, we'll die alone, but I won't. I'm gonna move on.
You
Kathy.
gotta pause for that.
Kathy Hagman, am I saying that right? Okay. Welcome.
Just what?
She does. She would like to know, did being on Lost change how you think about life and time? Philosophical questions, starting now.
Definitely changed how I think about time. Because of all the weird time stuff, I then started reading this really simple introduction to theories surrounding time. And it's just such a heavy book, so you go and you look at it for a few minutes and you put it away. And then a month later you come back and because I can recite what the book says, but I don't know if I understand it. And that for sure. Life? Anyway, everything kind of makes you change the way you think about life on some level. I mean, it definitely changed my life. So, sure.
Great answer. We'll stick with the philosophical. This is a young man from Portugal. I'm going to try and say it right. Rafael Vida Fragasso Crispim. I'd like to know. I took a lot of Spanish in high school. Do you believe that somewhere out there might be a place like the island?
Fragoso.
Fragoso. Con permiso, Jorge.
Sorry, Raphael.
Sorry, buddy. Here, you want to just read it? There you go. That's the top one there.
I got it.
Okay. Do you believe that somewhere out there, there is a place like the island, maybe not with scientific, unique properties, but a place where we are meant to meet people, learn how to live with them, how to love them, a place where we can redeem ourselves? This is a very serious question here. And have a second chance to do things the right way.
That is a heady question for a 16-year-old.
It is.
Can I look at this?
Of course.
Where we are meant to meet each other, people, learn how to live with them, how to love them. A place where we can redeem ourselves, we have a second chance to do it. It kind of sounds like the ending. Except for the part about redeeming ourselves and doing things the right way.
Would you like to address any others while you have the page? So you get,
No.
A lot of questions about Libby. Obviously, a lot of people were disappointed that we didn't learn a lot about her. AJ Gorilla, who I believe is also in the room. Hey! Did the writers ever tell you Libby's backstory or why she was in Santa Rosa?
I thought it was how she dealt with the death.
Husband. Yeah.
But is there more?
It's not that I know.
He can tell you, but they have to kill you. It is.
Like, I don't know what that million-mile stare thing at the end of Dave is supposed to mean. Everybody jump on it.
Some of us might have thought she had an evil twin named Elizabeth who gave Desmond the boat, and that Dave, her dead husband, was Dave from the mental institution. I'm not naming names, me.
Wait, so then Dave is not imaginary?
He is not. Perhaps the man in black took his form, but F with you.
Wait a second, okay, so Dave's her dead husband.
Dave was Elizabeth's
And
dead
he
husband.
crashed on the island, so that the man in black could take his body?
Elizabeth gave Desmond the boat because she was working for Charles Whitmore, and I'm telling you.
Was her husband, like, crammed into some thing on that boat?
No, I
How
think...
did his body get to the island?
I'm not sure that Dave was real, is what I'm saying. I'm saying...
That's what I'm saying. But like, the man in black, Dave is not real. We know that. But you're saying that Dave was real. He's the dead body of Libby's twins'
Yes.
husband. But his body has to get to the island for the man in black to get inside.
Technically speaking...
And not only does the body have to get there, but the body got there in a robe and pajamas.
And there goes that blog post. Shoot.
All right.
Good talk, though. Thank you.
Any other theories you need me to shut down?
You have 17 hours.
That was the thing that they actually contacted, like, when I started, like, doing drama with Shakespeare, that some people would get disappointed when I would say, like, oh, no, that's not good. They'd be like, oh, come on, we can dream, can't we?
Spoiler alert, this was a show. Well, I remember when we came to the island in 2008, and we took a tour, and we wound up in Dharmaville, and we didn't know that you guys had been back on the island. All of a sudden, we see you and Jack and Kate in Dharma uniforms. We're all, oh my God, what's happening? Spoiler alert. How did you avoid all the, the spoilers, or could you? I mean, what was it like on set? Did you know who the spoiler people were coming and how to avoid them? The evil spoiler people with their capes.
It's really great because over the course of doing the show, I became friends with Ryan Osawa.
Hawaii on Twitter.
But his picture was hung up in the studio as like, be on the lookout. With this guy.
Just talked to Ryan a half hour ago. He said to give him Jen said hi.
Yeah, and seeing that like, these are, like there's two people on it. And one of them just kind of tickled me. I was there. And then they posted with like someone to like keep an eye out for. I mean, there's only so much you can do.
Right.
There was, I remember they had the great, when we were shooting the big church scene, I remember it was listed on like the schedules, like, son's wedding day. And they had a woman in a wedding dress, like kind of like a photograph type, who would sometimes get in a van and be shuttled. Like that was her job that day, to hang out and be in a wedding. And all the shuttle vans, they put the Santa Rosa mental institution stuff on it too. So then they'll make people think, oh, it's a field trip to everybody's crazy. Yeah, I mean, so there was like stuff like that, but the rest was just kind of, just accepted that was part of the show.
How long after you filmed the finale did you film The New Man in Charge? Michael Emerson and Malcolm David Kelly.
Same week or a week after?
Was it, so like you had your emotional closure and then you went back and
I think
filmed
no,
this?
no,
Or was
no.
it the same?
No, because I think it was still part of the production thing, like they slipped it in. There were certain things that you were shooting and they were like, because like I saw a guy who had one arm, and I was like, ooh, what is that from? Or where are we going to use this missing arm? Or the way like in like the original Face of Death videos, where like there's like this guy who had no legs, so they did like a really bad car accident. They pull him and he's got no legs. Like, kind of like a way to do cheap effects using people who were amputees. But it was kind of like this instructional video kind of showed that the baby was dangerous or something like that. Oh, that wasn't one of the bonus things?
It was not on The New Man in
I
Charge.
think it.
The pulling of the legs off from a polar bear attack is not on the DVD.
I think it is. I think it's kind of.
Got that an arm.
Yeah, you just see a guy.
Yeah. We don't see like a bloody stump.
No, you don't see it happen. It's like a shop teacher being like, right, be careful. Be careful with the rotary saw. That's basically all. Just enough to keep you vigilant.
One final question, then we're going to move on to the exciting meet and greet. Is actually Sam, who just spoke, has a submitted question. In The New Man in Charge, Hurley offered Walt the job. The obvious answer to this would be, what do you think the job was? Do you think that he was literally recruiting and bringing Walt back to run the island?
Yeah, that's what I think.
Okay.
I mean, that's what I think the convention soon is what it was.
Generation 2.0.
Walt was clearly, had to give.
And that was their way of explaining it. Gotcha. Okay. We are now, I appreciate all your questions and...
That was all of them?
Okay, well, no, but you're welcome to answer more. I just want to get to the meat. The only reason we're rushing you guys is to get all of you in. Is that there is an event here in this room and we have to get out at a certain time, so we're trying to make sure we have time for all of you.
How much time do we have?
We have till 3.
That's my room.
Okay. Inviting us back to this room, all 270 people, is not creepy. Oh, just us two. That's even better. Thank you.
Rapid fire. In your last round of the question, you mentioned the little print script between the scene. Was there a film? All right, that's the thing about that thing.
About the others?
About the other canoe.
The outrigger. The question that I would ask David
Who
Carlton.
shot the gun? Well, she reminded me in the green room that Carlton did something about youth and charity, so I'm gonna.
At Paley Center Fest in March, Carlton said, "At some point I will release that page of the script to charity, hopefully mine, And we'll auction it off, and that winner will be able to see in a sealed envelope that script page saying who shot at the outrigger that everyone is so obsessed with. Personally, I'm not, I get it. I'm obsessed with different things like what is with Juliet's back tattoo, but that's a whole nother thing.
The man in black is bad.
Man in Black and Ben what? On the outrigger. Interesting theory. We'll talk about that at the bar later, I'm sure.
Did anybody find Charlie Green? So I mean, like, did I ever get out to Claire?
In the realm of mythology.
In the episode Greatest Hits, yes, I know what that episode is, he left his ring with a note back for Claire on the island, and we never saw her get the ring. Excellent question, nerd alert. And I don't know the answer. I'm pretty sure he doesn't either, but it's nice of you to have the drive shaft.
Oh, these stars, the ones you've already asked?
Or the ones I was going
I didn't understand your system.
I didn't know where you were going to take the clipboard, so I just kind of scribbled.
Okay, do you remember, these are rapid fire because they want to get to the other future table. Do you remember any particular scene that upon reading the script, you wondered how it was going to be pulled off and were surprised by the wizardry? Oh, this is from Bruce Anderson. Hey, what's up?
What's up, Bruce?
Sorry, I forgot. You credit people first. You think better at that, Mark. We're surprised by the wizardry of the entire French group. Yeah. Well, what this reminds me, though, is that when I was finally got a copy of the script of the pilot and reading that Hurley, Claire, and Jack are going to run away from a plane wing that's going to explode behind them, I suddenly got very concerned. Because I had never done anything like that before in my career. Didn't know exactly what logistics I would run away from a plane wing that's crashing down would be like. But it was a lot of fun when we got to dive out in the sand, for sure.
There's stunt doubles.
And there's, yeah, so there's wizardry, I guess, in that.
I think we covered the base.
The best memory you have of working Lost. Kelsey did walk. Did walk.
Shout out to Kelsey. Oh, you can pronounce names. Look at you.
Best memory you have working on Lost. That is a hard question. But there was an amazing day once, but it's kind of like, these are the kind of things I go, I'm not going to answer your question exactly because I don't have one. But I'm going to just refer to one thing that was particularly great. Was I remember one day on the beach, we just caught a glimpse of a whale just breaching the lake a dozen times in a row. And we just sitting there, just stop, everyone kind of stops, and we just kind of, he keeps doing it. He keeps jumping up. You know where they don't do this? Desperate Housewives. Yeah, we said they don't have this exterior lane. Or another time is when we're preparing the canoe. Juliet, Sawyer, and they're all getting the canoe, and so it's like it's shot, and just behind them, just out of the camera view, is a giant sea turtle come out on that kind of stuff. It was all the best. That and being rained out, which happened a lot. It was hanging out under the tent in the rain. Because you couldn't work, so all you could do was hang out.
It's a very sweet note to end on. Thank you, Jorge Garcia. Now I'm going to pass over the microphone to our rock star organizer, Kelly, to help arrange this, and Jorge and I will make our way over to the Sharpies.
All right. My Instagram, I have stitches on this finger. So we're gonna do like lefty shakes, or like maybe one of these, or one of these. Whatever we'll do, but it's gotta be lefty. Yeah, hugs are fun.